Hello, friends and foes alike. Welcome to the Kids and Comedy graduation show for our Saturday 2 p.m. class. My name is Nick Maritato. I have been the teacher of this class. And now I'm your host. Folks, if this is the first time that you've ever seen a Kids and Comedy show, let me just quickly explain what we do here. For the past 8 weeks, these kids that you are about to see brought their ideas to this class virtually, and then we kind of riffed on them, written some more, brainstormed, and then performed. And me and my staff helped these kids sort of mold their material into stuff that sounds more traditionally like what you would see in stand-up comedy. And we do this over and over and over again, where we edit, we write, we brainstorm, and eventually you get the product, which is today our graduation show. Hilarious stand-up comedy sets that are going to be performed for you live. So thank you for coming out to this show. My name is Nick. I will be hosting, as I said. I'm, in the middle of a pandemic, just as you are, folks. But, some things cannot be stopped. And number one, that's my Dunkin' cold brew, baby. I love it. Can't go without it. I do. I'm a Dunkin' Donuts fan. I've been going through drive-thrus lately for my Dunkin'. I won't go inside, because I'm scared, like you should be, to go inside of a Dunkin' Donuts. Might not be a worse place to catch COVID-19 than inside of a Dunkin' Donuts. It's a real life evaluator if that has happened to you. So I am missing my Dunkin' Donuts, the indoors, because personally, I only knew what holiday was coming up based on the seasonal donut of the month at Dunkin' Donuts. Basically, if I don't go into a Dunkin' Donuts at the beginning of February, my fiance is very disappointed on Valentine's Day. That's all I'm saying. I need to see those heart-shaped donuts to confirm what's coming up. So I have no idea. So the quarantine has been pretty bad for a lot of things, but it's been really, really good for ordering takeout. My favorite delivery food app that I use all the time, it's Seamless. I love Seamless because right before you check out, a little box comes up and it gives you the option to write special instructions. And that's where I write in all caps, no judgment, because my orders can be a little crazy. I'm actually kind of bored with ordering from like the takeout in my neighborhood. I've just been doing it for like a year now, and it's just like, ugh. So to spice things up, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I exclusively order my meals from Edible Arrangements. Did you know that you could do that? It's chocolate covered fruit, okay? And it's not illegal to order it for yourself and eat it by yourself. No one will arrest you for that, okay? It's called self-care, all right? Practice some. Best part about ordering Edible Arrangements for yourself is you get to write yourself like a little note that comes in the bouquet of dinner. It's fantastic. What I do is I read the note in front of the delivery guy just so he knows how cool I am. So like I have to do the whole thing, because you have to pretend like it's not from you. You get the knock at the door and you're like, oh, very exciting. You open it up and you go, oh, you got to be surprised. What is this? I love Edible Arrangements. And then you accept it and you take out that little note and you're like, oh, they left a note. To the commander-in-chief of my heart, signed Joe Biden. Listen, folks, he loves me. And I slam the door in his face because I'm an awful person. I like to pair my food with television. I feel like it really spices things up. I watch a lot of reality TV. I like to watch the Discovery Channel and TLC, stuff like that. Those networks are great. Because they remind us that you do not have to be attractive to be a TV star. And that's what I love about it. Those are some ugly folks. Seriously, you could be ugly, a hoarder, 600 pounds, married to 7 sister wives. You could be a doctor who exclusively pops pimples. You can also be strangely addicted to eating toilet paper. And I will still watch your TV show every single week. Without a doubt. I love all of that stupid stuff. You know what's not stupid is the show that you're about to see, folks. That's a good transition. That's why I'm the pro, all right? Transitions like that. Also, you know that I'm the host because I spent $7,000 on this curtain, okay? Specially made, embroidered for today. So that means this is going to be a good one. And we're going to start our show off strong. Ladies and gentlemen, your first comedian coming to the virtual stage. You're going to love her. Give it up for Valerie. Kim, everybody. It's Valerie. Keep it going for Valerie. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Nick, for introducing me and everyone for watching. I'm Valerie, and you know that already because it's right down at the bottom of the screen. But I recently turned 18, which means, yep, I'm an adult. And it was the most underwhelming experience ever. I mean, 18 is supposed to be a time when, you have all this fun, all this independence. It's supposed to be exciting, but it's actually the same as being 17, except the stakes are much higher. I used to be able to just doodle on my desk during English class, trying to save myself from dying of boredom. But now that's actually 6 months of probation and a line on my criminal record. I actually, I vent out all my anger by yelling at a bunch of old people because they weren't voting, saying that they were a disgrace to our country. But now I'm the oldie who all these teenagers are raging about on social media because I'm just not interested in politics. Also, whenever I fought with my parents, I would be able to run upstairs, lock myself up in my room and cry. But now I'm walking down the streets crying, waiting for my friends to pick me up so I can camp out in their broken down minivan for a couple of days. And, there is one thing that is good about being 18 and an adult. My parents don't have to sign my permission slips anymore. Not that I'll be going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, maybe in like 6 months or something, because there is this vaccine that's coming out, and I'm sure everyone's really excited for it. And if I have to tell you that it's for COVID, that's another conversation we have to have right there. But anyways, I will be the last person to get the vaccine. Not because I think there's some sketchy serum in there that's going to turn me into a four-legged monster, or because, I'm a young person and I'm the future of our country, but the government decides we're the last priority for getting a vaccine for the deadliest a really deadly virus, right? It's actually because I'm really afraid of going back to normal life. It's been around a year since, this whole mess started, which also means it's been a year since I've worn normal clothes. Like, how am I supposed to go back to school wearing the same sweatpants and sweatshirt for an entire week? I haven't tried wearing my normal clothes because, I'm not up for facing reality here, but I know they're not fitting because I've been sitting in front of a computer for a year eating junk food all day, right? That's it. Like, there's no more evidence than that I'm not fitting in my own clothes. And speaking of school, how am I supposed to go back to school? I mean, how am I supposed to get those A's when I actually have to study and the tests aren't open notes anymore? And I can't even get out of class when I want to. I mean, I can't tell the teacher my Wi-Fi is broken. I share the same network as her. And I can't tell her I have a stomachache. I just can't act. And the amount of unhealthy food I've been eating, like organic peaches and oranges, I physically cannot, okay? I'm addicted to those canned ones with 100% preservatives in them. And eating healthy, I'm sorry, but I'd rather go back to, the new normal. And since I've been talking so much about my school, I need to go a little bit deeper. My school is kind of like Hogwarts, actually, except we don't have wizards. I'm sorry, we're nerds. And instead of wands, we've got our TI-84 Texas Instrument calculators. Instead of he who must not be named, we've got Mrs. She who must not be named, our school supervisor. I don't know if her job description states this, but the things she's been doing at her school, it's definitely not in there. I mean, she sees you slouching in the hallways, detention. She hears a crinkle of chip bags, detention. She sees you without your student ID, detention. You get the point. And we also have majors, not really like houses, but it's kind of similar, right? We got the culinary major. They're kind of like Hufflepuff. They're really popular. Everyone's following them around in the hallways. I mean, yeah, their personalities are nice. They're bright. They're friendly. Maybe because they don't have a million tests like the rest of us. I mean, they're a culinary major. What do you expect? It's actually because of all the food that they're really popular. Because we all know it's not the personality that counts, it's the food. And then we've got the science major. They're kind of like Gryffindor. They're the biggest in our school. They're also the most overrated major in our school, just like Gryffindor. I mean, half of our school's budget goes into buying all these electron microscopes that they're supposed to use to win research projects and contests. Except the problem is only one in a couple hundred actually do. It's kind of like how Gryffindor's only famous because of Harry Potter. I mean, imagine he wasn't in Gryffindor. No one would like Gryffindor. Who likes a bunch of kids who say their defining traits are bravery and loyalty? I mean, it's really stuck up. And so now we got to talk about the tryhards, right? We've got the medical major, which is kind of like Ravenclaw, super intellectual, but they've also got this false sense of hope that they're going to be discovering the next cure for brain cancer. I mean, they try really hard. You know, they've got their nose deep in bio textbooks, or they're crying about the 99, right? The 99 they got in chem. And or they're trying to, keep themselves awake because they just don't sleep. I see them slapping themselves in the face, trying to stay awake, and it's the saddest thing I've seen that goes on at our school. And there's a lot of sad things that happen. And then we've got the business major. Obviously, snakes, right? Which means Slytherin. And they try really hard too. They try really hard not to use their brains. Thinking about all the different ways or reasons why a test should be pushed back, or, strategizing which courses to take so that it looks good on transcript, but no one actually has to use their brains, because business kids are busy partying all day and all night. And easily they are the most hated major at our school. And that's saying something, because I'm in that major. Thank you so much. I'm currently missing a party right now. I gotta go.
Gotta get to that party. She's a business major. Can't party without the business majors. Everybody knows that. Give it up for Valerie, everybody. Fantastic. It's an even nerdier Harry Potter universe over there, and I absolutely love it. I adore it, and I feel like I missed out in my high school. Nobody had majors in my high school. It was awful. But hey, this show's not about me. I hate to go down that route, because we have a hilarious comedian coming up. You're going to love him. A lot of clapping and energy in your own homes or wherever you're watching this for the funny Dominic Scalza, everybody. Keep it going for Dominic.
Hi, guys. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for my lovely audience. I should mention, first of all, my name is Dominic, even though I do look like a clean-shaven Shaggy Rogers ripoff from Scooby-Doo. Zoink, Scooby! Let's get a super ham sandwich. But I digress. Now, I am in high school, even though it looks like I could be a senior in college. And in high school, you notice certain stuff. Like, you're always in a group. Like, you could be the popular kid, you could be the athletic kid, you could be the general all-around geek, which I also look like. Now, with that in mind, I think the scariest group of them all is speech and debate. Now, if you don't know anything about speech and debate, it's a mix of where you have your theater fanatics, your politics junkies, and your general all-around nerds come together and compete in speaking events. Now, why do I say the speech and debate team is the scariest, you ask? Because we can kind of accidentally summon demons. Now, let me explain before you get all freaky on me, all right? Don't lose me, all right? All right, so before every tournament at 7 a.m. sharp, every weekend, because, they want to pronounce us students brain dead, each team gathers together and has time to practice and rehearse, or in my team's case, summon our fiery friends for a little revival. Now, to give you a little sneak peek into what this little practice might look like, I will demonstrate our chant. I said a shekula, sheko vista. Allah, Kalala, Allah, Kalala. Whew! Let me tell you, that is one of the best ways to intimidate your opponents before the match even starts. But another thing I should mention about speech and debate that's also not quite as demonic, but just as creepy, is that we genuinely talk to walls. And yes, I'm not kidding. Trust me, if you walked into a speech and debate tournament, you'd think all of us students belonged in the psychiatric ward. Now, I shouldn't brag, to be honest, because me personally, I started conversations with walls so much, I've developed meaningful relationships with them. For example, I have my two best friends. My two best friends are Wally and Tom Hardy. Well, because even amongst the walls, I still manage to portray myself as socially awkward. For example, I stutter, I repeat myself, and I genuinely fall in love with them for the next 10 minutes. Oh, sorry, where was I? Oh, that's right. But I mean, now that we're in a new year, it comes time to revisit timeless holidays. In fact, we're coming up on a very special holiday that's also kind of over-commercialized and way too overrated, in my opinion. A holiday dedicated to couples expressing their love through way too expensive bouquets that eventually get stuck in the car, or you pass on those small but intoxicating intoxicating candy hearts. Yes, I'm talking about Valentine's Day, a day dedicated to making single people feel bad and cause them to go on comfort food shopping sprees at McDonald's or the low-fat yogurt aisle at your local grocery store, of which I have done and am not proud of. Well, I guess that's outdated information now that I think about it. I can actually say that I'm in a fully committed relationship with Little Debbie zebra cakes. Now, all I gotta say about that is, Mom, you better give me your blessing. Otherwise, I'm paying permanent rent at the King Supers down the street. But I mean, think about it. Oh wait. Oh yeah. But think about it. Valentine's Day really isn't that necessary. Oh, if you're a couple, you're already supposed to be smothering each other in compliments and giving each other adorably annoying nicknames and laughing at each other's jokes, even if they're genuinely not funny. Which is why I have a new proposition. Rebrand Valentine's Day into Single Awareness Day. For example, instead of buying candies in the shape of hearts, I want to buy candies in the shape of the remote control for the television, the passionately red end for Netflix, and takeout dinners are given free of charge. In addition, parents and relatives are forbidden from asking, hey, are you planning on dying alone? Instead, now they have to affirm everything you're doing and everything you are at that exact moment. Hey, Dominic, I'm so proud of you. You've managed to eat 4 family-sized boxes of myconite and still managed to come out alive. I promise I won't sign you up for Christian Mingle. Thank you, guys. That's my time. Thank you so much. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll have to go sign up for eHarmony for the 3rd time.
Woo! I wish you luck, Dominic, on eHarmony. Everybody give it up for Dominic Scalzo. Hilarious comment. I mean, I honestly, Single Awareness Day, it would just service so many more people out there on the planet. It would make more sense. And honestly, as a person who's not single, would take the heat off my back. The idea that there is a day that if you are in a relationship, that if you mess it up, people are going to get really, really sad. And it's not a birthday. I agree with Dominic. So give it up for Dominic. He's doing the hard work. He's thinking here. Okay, is there any scientists out there or whoever invent holidays? The president? Take a note. Thank you. We already have Arbor Day. Nobody even knows what that is. Replace Arbor Day. Boxing Day. Is that even something we celebrate in this country? I don't know. Okay? Ask Dominic. He knows more than me. Love it. We're going to keep this show rolling. Your next comic is hilarious. He is ready and raring to go. Give it up for Eric Lawton, everybody. It's Eric.
Oh, am I going now? Is it time? Oh, hello. How's it going? I woke up like half an hour ago to do this. I was brushing my teeth. I didn't think I got the times a little wrong. But I need like a cup of coffee or something. I don't even drink coffee. That's the thing. I think it tastes bad. You know, I've noticed something about people that drink caffeine though. There's different types of people that drink different types of caffeine. Like you got the coffee drinkers. The coffee drinkers are like the church moms of the caffeine community. Like, and the coffee drinkers, they're not big fans of the Monster Energy drinkers because they think Monster Energy is Satan juice that corrupts the minds of teenagers, making them pop wheelies and yell at their parents. The coffee drinkers, they also don't like the Bang Energy drinkers. Now, if you don't know what Bang Energy is, you probably just finished paying off the mortgage on your house. Congratulations. Bang Energy drinkers are crazy, insane people that drink flavors like Rainbow Unicorn and Radical Skedaddle. I actually bought a Bang Energy one time and it said all natural flavoring on the can, but I'm not really sure what plant Radical Skedaddle comes from. It's probably more like a fungus that they grow in a lab, if anything. Then on the other side of the spectrum, you got your Red Bull drinkers. Now, these people are just engineering students cramming for brushing their teeth in the morning. And then you have 5 Hour Energy. Now, 5 Hour Energy, from what I understand, is the key to eternal life. It's bottled at the source at the Fountain of Youth, to be put at the checkout line at Walmart. If anything, it's like Fiji water for sleep apnea. People who drink 5 Hour Energy, according to the commercials, are just young couples slinging one back to go on a hike. But in reality, it's just construction foremen and frat boys mixing with their White Claws. Something I do drink a lot of, I drink a lot of water. That's not water. But I do drink a lot of water, but I'm not very good at it. Like some things I can do, I can play sports to an extent. I can reheat food, and I'm funny, but like only on Tuesdays. So like most things I do when I go to drink water, it doesn't go very well. I start coughing and wheezing, and I just can't control myself. Normally, this is totally, but at a certain point, I just have to realize that it's not my fault anymore, and the water is just trying to kill me. I knew Joe Rogan, when he mentioned the fluoride in the water was going to kill us. He was right. It's happening to me. I'm the first victim. Normally this would be totally fine, but I don't know if you've heard, but there's this funky little virus going around blocking us inside so we don't spread our juices on each other. So now when I go out in public and I'm a little bit thirsty, I take a swig and I start coughing, everyone looks at me like I just had bomb in an airport or went to Dairy Queen and ordered a hamburger. So what do I do now? I stay inside all the time. And what do you do when you're inside? You watch TV. And I've noticed something when I watch TV. I notice that I use different streaming services for different things. Like YouTube, for example. YouTube is the snack you have in between meals of streaming services, or it's the thing you eat instead of lunch because you don't feel like making lunch and you just want to eat junk food all day. But so YouTube, you got like your shorter content, and that's the big bucket of trail mix that you leave on your desk and you eat that all day. And then you have your more medium-sized content, which is like an apple or a banana. And then you have your 2-hour-long Game of Thrones recaps, which is the sandwich you make at 1 a.m. When you go down there, you get the artesian bread that you got at the supermarket the other day. You can't pronounce the name of it. It's something like French or Italian. And then you get all your deli meats and cheeses on there. You got your hams, your salamis, your Swiss, your provolone, and your Gouda. Then you get a tomato. You cut that up on there. You throw that. You feel, because why not? You feel a little crazy, and you get the sandwich. You put the toothpicks in it, and then you take them out immediately because you eat it right away. And the sandwich, it's way too big to eat for one person. Their sandwich, there's a large disconnect between the size of the sandwich and the size of your mouth. So you try it, you got it, you try and go at it like angles, and you try to angle it, and you end up finishing it. But then you wake up the next morning, you feel horrible because you had like a 6-foot sub in 1 a.m. before breakfast that day. And then you have Discovery Plus, which is like your dad's streaming service. So it's like anchovies. Discovery Plus is like your home renovation shows and your cooking channel. And wait, is it just like my dad who's really into anchovies? Because I'm not sure. I was talking, my friend Gabe, and his dad isn't into anchovies. This one kid, Diener, who I play hockey with, his dad's not into anchovies. So I think it just might be mine. So then you got your like baseline streaming services. You got your Netflix and Hulu, which is like ordering pizza or Chinese food. One of them is something you've been eating forever. Everyone likes it. You know what you're getting when you order it. And then the other one's Hulu, which is nobody's first choice for a streaming service. Everyone goes to Hulu second. You always go to Netflix first, Hulu second. Everything on Hulu is everywhere else. There's no point in having Hulu. It's worthless. Just either get cable with the live TV or just not have Hulu. And then you've got Peacock, which is like the food truck that only sells one thing, like grilled cheese or calzones. And then you have Apple TV Plus, which is Apple's lame attempt at making more money. Apple TV Plus is like the vegan barbecue joint down the street, which you look at and, it looks good, looks fine, but you'll never go in there because everything that Apple TV Plus has is the video equivalent to barbecue sauce on cauliflower. Now, I gotta go. I got some laundry I need to go do. So you should probably get out of my room. It's a little weird. I don't know how you even got in here, if I'm being completely honest. Like you just showed up. I gotta do this.
Give it up for Eric. He's a man about his house. Get going for Eric, everybody. I love it. This is the beauty of performing from our homes. Okay, the guy just popped in and did a set in his bedroom. He's off now, living his life like a big shot. Eric, hilarious guy, hilarious set. And if you want to see more of Eric, check out his comedy Instagram. It's at @eric_Lawton_comedy. You can see more comedy from Eric, folks. That's right, a plug. Kid's got a plug already. I love it. We got a couple more performers left, so make sure your energy's there. Hey, if you got to stop and use the bathroom out there, go take us with you. That's what's great about this. Take your device wherever you need to be. Just don't miss a second of the Kids in Comedy Grad Show. Our next comedian, absolutely hilarious. I love his jokes. You're going to love his jokes. Give it up for Ethan Pinillas, everybody. Keep it going for Ethan.
I hate people pleasers, if that's okay with everyone. On a totally unrelated note, I have a cat, and I'm always trying to make my cat happy, but cats are weird. Cats are four-legged babies with fur and a tail. They jump 4 feet high and can run much faster than you. That's for some reason normal. I mean, what's next? A 10,000-pound pig with enormous ears and a tube superglued to its face? People would call it an elephant? I mean, that's ridiculous. People are talking about politics and COVID, but people are missing something, though. Did you know giraffes exist? I discovered one of something humans call a zoo. I did some research on Bing, and the way it was created was there was a farm next to a nuclear power plant, and some nuclear waste accidentally slipped into a donkey's drinking water. Who says pollution's so bad? Scientists? I don't know. I saw another thing that said a horse got bit by a radioactive snake and became snake horse. But that name was inconvenient, so they changed it to giraffe. Another one is monkeys. People say that monkeys are upgraded chimps, that humans are upgraded chimps. Maybe, just maybe, fully maxed out, which would be pretty disappointing. Anyways, the only thing you can compare a monkey to is a human, except they haven't figured out guns yet. Just rocks and sticks. Planet of the Apes is still some time away. This is a smooth transition. People panicking is really fun. If people didn't panic about things, who would we make fun of? Remember the people trying to kill each other in March over toilet paper? When if they didn't, everyone would have just had toilet paper? The world could have been ending. The first thing that came to my mind is say goodbye to people before quarantine and get some toilet paper. Hope the crowbar is going to be good enough. If those people never panicked, we wouldn't have had those videos. I know people don't like it when I make fun of people panicking. I have been told this by people who are panicking and I was making fun of. Also, why is nobody embarrassed to buy toilet paper? It's a pretty weird thing to buy in bulk. Nobody's putting the toilet paper on the counter and is like, this isn't for me. My friend needed it. I don't know what he's doing with it. Weirdo creep. What a creep. Everybody's just totally fine with buying it. Circling back to people panicking, just as a disclaimer, people panicking isn't funny. These jokes took work. I have more jokes, and this is another transition. I'm very pro-new. I know it's hard to be pro anything, but I'm pro-new. I always thought it was interesting that there could be no new without an old. You can't have a new iPhone without an old one. If they only made one, you just say, I got another one, my first one broke. When you get a new haircut, you think, I hate this. When you have an old haircut, you think, I hate this. I'm gonna go get a new haircut. You love your oldest friend, and yet you're always looking to make new ones. If you see an old car for sale, you think, well, I need a new car anyways. If you see an old thing, new things immediately come to mind, and the other way around. Look at that old car. I bet you to drive that yourself, unlike the new Tesla. There's a new serial killer. Remember when the Golden State Killer got caught? Feels like 1,000 years ago. People used to use campfires to cook. You know, I just saw a commercial for a new microwave. This is also a transition. Everyone knows the joke, why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 ain't 9. But nobody asks why. Were they in a fight? Did 6 start arguing with 7 about where to eat dinner? And 7 was just like, I've had enough of this. Also, where was 8? 7 has to jump over 8 to even get to 9. Was 8 just like, oh no, he's going to do it. Subtract 3. Also, what happened to 7? He's not in jail. He's being used by children in schools every day. Cannibals shouldn't be allowed in schools. There was no trial. Everyone still talks to him. But this is a known fact. It is very obvious that 7, 8, 9. We all know it. We've known it for years. Nobody's doing anything about it. Also, 9 is very much alive and well. He's also in use. Why would people say he was eaten if he wasn't eaten? Did 6 say to 7, you better throw up right now. You need to. We need him back. He's an essential part of our team. Without him, how are we ever going to get to 10? If I could have come up with a better way to end my set, I would have, but I couldn't, so I'm done. That's the end of my set.
Keep it going for Ethan, everybody. Ethan Pinellas, folks. Get the boy some chapstick. He's dry. That's some dry humor, folks. I tell Ethan he's like comedy's Rod Serling, okay? Sometimes when he's telling a joke, I can't, it's hilarious, but I also feel like he's solving a murder. There's just something about the delivery that I just click with. I love it. Thank you, Ethan. I hope you guys had a good time watching our graduation show. These kids have all been hilarious. We have one more special set for you folks. It's not just me who helps these kids. I have a team of people, and on my team is a student of mine. He's in the advanced class that we do on Thursdays. He's in our pro shows. He's been with Kids in Comedy for a long time. He's still in high school. He's trying to deal with what college he's going to go to, and he gives up a little bit of his time each and every Saturday to intern for this class and help these kids mold their material. He's hilarious. Give it up for Sam Littman, everybody.
Hi guys, so I'm teen intern Sam. It's been great helping your kids. But enough about them. Let's talk about me. So I'm a senior in high school. I mean, I guess now I'm a senior in my basement, but usually I'm a very obedient person. But everyone kind of expects teenagers to be rebellious and independent and wear pants outside. So I've decided to cave to this peer pressure and rebel against my mom. Now, she hates Anne Hathaway with every fiber of her being. So to ruffle her mittens up, I bought a hat that says number 1 Hathawayan, which means a member of the Hathaway fan club, OVS. And I wore it around the house. But when my mom saw it, she just said, I may disagree with your choices, but I respect them. This made me furious. Instead of grinding me and giving me the rebel street cred that I need, she is respecting me. I knew I had to take things up a half a notch. So that night, I nailed up a bunch of posters of Queen Anne around the house. But when my mom woke up, she seemed more concerned about the destroyed walls and why did you try to nail them to the windows? What is wrong with you? She still didn't punish me though. So I realized I had to go big or go half a home. I bribed Anne Hathaway herself with $10 to have dinner with my family. socially distance, of course. It's the best gig she's had in years. Yeah, I'm a job creator. Anne spent the whole dinner talking about her role in Les Miserables and how she wept watching her own performance. But I saw my mom. Over the course of the night, Anne Hathaway and I didn't even get my phone taken away. I may have lost this battle, but I will win the war. Guess who's coming to dinner tomorrow night? Gwyneth. Anyway, I've been meaning really shifting gears. I want to work off these love handles, and I chose to do track. But it was not at all what I was expecting. Like, we did exercises and stretches and whatever, but when we actually ran, we just ran around in a big circle called a track. Like, we never once ran down to the donut shop or jogged to a pizzeria. Like, seriously, what's the point of running if there's no light at the end of the tunnel? There's no frosting at the end of the cannoli. You might as well just jog in place. Anyway, I decided to take my complaints to the manager. I mean the coach. Came into his office during lunch one day and I said, listen, I'm sure it's not your fault that the track program here is so awful and pointless, but I do have some suggestions for improving it. We could always do a relay race to the local bakery. We could pole vault to that Italian deli down by the school. Like, there are things we can do. We can make this work. But let me tell you, that guy does not take constructive criticism well. So I quit. He did seem to take that pretty well. So you guys know I'm very not good at sports. I don't know the first thing about them. But what I do know is all these sports ballers who's always claiming that their favorite sports ball game is rigged. But they're all wrong. There's only one game that is truly rigged, the Sexiest Man Alive contest. Think about it. Adam Levine and Mel Gibson have both won. And sure, Adam's fine looking and Mel's decent for a racist old guy, but Sexiest Man Alive? I think not. The real giveaway is that Blake Shelton won. Blake Shelton. He looks like the human version of a saltine cracker dipped in water. His facial hair looks like something a stray cat coughs up after it eats too much garbage. If Blake was alone in a room, he wouldn't even be the sexiest man alive in that room. I'm sure some people will find Blake attractive, but I'm not one of them. And one day, People magazine and its monopoly on hot men will end. And who will arise from the ashes like an avenging phoenix? I will. Because I'm creating my own magazine with its own Sexiest Man Alive contest. My magazine will be called Person Magazine. And the only man featured as its Sexiest Man Alive will be the one who has been robbed of his crown year after year, ignored while other, lesser specimens of mouth-watering male beauty took his rightful place. But in my magazine will be the true sexiest man alive, now and forever. Patton Oswalt. Thank you guys for coming. It's been a great show.
Keep it going for Sam. Intern Sam. Teen Intern Sam. Love them. Love all these kids. That has been the show. Thank you so much for attending. We hope you had a really good time. I want to say that thank you to all of the performers for putting in so much work during this session. It paid off in dividends. It's so refreshing to hear new material from young people, and these kids brought in that stuff and they just killed it. So congratulations. If you know any of these young comedians, send them a text and tell them that they're amazing, because I can't say it enough. So good. I want to say thank you to some people before we go. Number one, I want to say thank you to the assistant for this class. It is not just me and teen intern Sam Littman, but it is also the wonderful assistant, Emma Jane Gonzalez. Thank you so much, Emma. She's here. She's incredible. She does all of the work that I do, plus a bunch of stuff that I can't do, aka communicate on the internet to parents, etc. She's doing the dirty work. So thank you so much, Emma. She is hilarious. I want to say thank you to obviously Sam, my intern. He's been working his butt off this session for everybody. So you just saw him. Thank you, Sam. I want to say thank you to the director of this stream, our technical director for the evening. That is Matt. Thank you so much, Matt. He's the reason why we're able to stream the YouTube. He's directing the cameras. He's doing all the stuff that I cannot do. So thank you so much, Matt. And of course, I want to say thank you to Stu and Joanne, the directors of this program. They are behind the scenes. They are the reason why you're here. They're the reason why I'm here. They've been doing this thing, helping kids find their comedic voice for like 20 years. And they do a dang good job of it. So I do want to say thank you to them who are watching right now. And last but not least, if you are a funny kid and you want to join our classes, well, we do classes on Saturdays. We have 2 classes on Saturdays. We have a class on Sundays. Come and join us. Go to kidsincomedy.com. You can find all the information there. And our new classes start in 2 weeks from today. So not next week, but the week after. You can sign up, but sign up as soon as you can so you don't miss a chance to be funny like these kids and have a fun performance. Folks, that's it for us. We are going to wave goodbye until this stream ends in an awkward fashion like we normally do. So good night.
Great job, everyone.
Yeah.